Son shit, y'all ready?
I hope y'all are. This episode, we're going to talk about a man who found himself being a slave by bad circumstances. And when I say bad circumstances, I mean the law switched right while he was still being an indentured servant. John Casor. Look this story up. We always talk about Anthony Johnson being the first slave owner. Anthony Johnson, by the way, is a black man. He had indentured servants, and when this rule hit, it was like, oh, now they're slaves for life. And what happens is, he just goes, yo, this is my guy. And John is like, nah, B, I'm supposed to be getting ready to get up out of this little situation and be free myself. Because that was still the thing. It was also, as much as they were doing it, it was like, yo, if you were already part of the indentured servant thing, you could be free. And Anthony Johnson was like, nah, not him though. He's like, yo, that's my slave. I had to go to court. And that's what we're going to talk about in this episode. It had to go to court. The history of slavery is such a wild one. And that's my point. When Nikki Haley says it doesn't exist, you have to stop and wonder, so what was the Civil War about? And here's the wild part. She's right. I've heard her say it was about ideology and economics. All of that is right. She's right about that. But the economic issue and the ideology issue surrounds slavery. You know what I'm saying? The North is like, yo, the South get to make a lot of decisions because they have money, and money runs the government, and the South is looking like, yo, we're basically holding this thing together. We're the reason why this thing is afloat. And the North is like, the reason it's afloat is because you guys don't have any overhead. Y'all got slaves. You guys got people who are born into slavery that makes them workers off top. There's no hiring process. There's no paychecks being paid. There's no wages going up. That's free labor. Yeah, you guys are saving money all the time. Nah, we ain't riding with you on that one. Then there comes a point where there were people who were like, slavery's wrong. They didn't put it in the Constitution, some say, because they just figured they didn't have to, because the morality, the humanity would kick in and they'd end it. The same way it came to be, it will no longer exist. It didn't happen that way. People had to literally fight for that. Fight for that. And that's where it gets weird when she goes, racism didn't exist. Then Harriet Tubman shouldn't be a hero. That's just and we, like I said, Civil War, you could tiptoe around the slavery argument. You can't tiptoe around Harriet Tubman. You can't tiptoe around all of the race, all of the slave revolts that had popped up. Not just Nat Turner's. Nat Turner was one of many in America alone, in Virginia alone. And we really need to take the time and put that out there. I hate doing that kind of talk, man. I feel weird. You know, they're bringing that slavery stuff up all the time. It just makes you, ugh. But yeah, it really needs to be put out there so you're just overlooking all of this history, overlooking the fact that that was the thing. They put it on paper that you are now a slave forever. Your child will grow up in slavery, and their children will grow up in slavery. You're just gonna overlook all that. That was the law. It was legal. You're gonna overlook the fact that Fort Mose in Florida had free black people until the land that the Spaniards owned was now bought by America. And America was like, oh, you guys got 30 days to figure out what y'all gonna do. Because if you still here, y'all gonna be slaves. It's signed on the legislation. Y'all got 30 days to figure it out. Y'all gonna either leave and go over there to Cuba somewhere, or you gonna be slaves if you're here. All this freeness that y'all got going on, it's dead in 30 days. That's on paper. That's what I'm saying. Like, how do you say, nah, that ain't exist? And that's the thing. We want to change history so bad because we were on the wrong side of history. I think I even speak about it in the segment. The reason why people didn't lie about what was going on because they thought they were right. They thought they were in the right. History has taught us they were wrong. Now what it is there's this whole thing of they make white people look bad. They make America look bad. Nah. History was crazy. History was wrong. What makes you look bad is the fact that you can still take instances here and there of the present day, and it is nothing but a mirror image of back in the day. Gentrification is nothing different than when they were just going to places and going, oh, this looks like nice land. We're gonna burn your house down and we're gonna take this over. You know what I'm saying? I've talked about, there's episodes of men who had land and were killed, and their family would run off, and their land was divided up amongst people. That happened. That's no different than gentrification, where you live in this black area and somebody goes, oh, we bought this. We bought all this. We're going to tear all this down. I don't know where y'all going to go. It happens. And yeah, when you see stuff like that happen, it brings you to a point of, man, this is like back in the day. It makes you think about back in the day. They didn't allow people to own anything. Black communities would thrive and then no longer exist. It happens. Neighborhoods used to be great until Reagan was like, yeah, put some crack in the streets. See what I'm saying? Yeah, instead of them going with torches and coming up with reasons to burn the city down, burn that town down, or burn that neighborhood down, they let drugs go in. They help, you know what I'm saying, bring crime to the spot. Good neighborhoods turn to bad neighborhoods within 10 years. Things happen. You see the resemblance. You know what I'm saying? Like father, like son. You see the yeah, that guy, got your daddy eyes. That joint. But it is what it is. That's what this episode is about. As y'all know, what we're trying to do at least this month is give y'all 2 episodes because it's Black History Month. And it's weird because I had people who hit me up. It's Black History Month. You gonna do anything special? I've been doing this since 2020, 2021. Yeah. All year long. This ain't something that just pops up every February. All year long. What am I supposed to do special this month? I'm lost. Like, this is as special as I'm gonna get right here. I'm gonna, you know what I'm saying? Instead of trying to figure out which episode out of the 2 shows I do in 1 week that I will post about, I'm doing both. There you go. That's as special as it's gonna get. I don't know what else y'all. I mean, I might. No, I'm not. I'm lying. One would say, would I go out my way to do an interview with somebody, or have somebody do an interview, or, you know what I'm saying, talk with somebody about something? Probably not. But what I'm saying is, I've been doing this every day, every week for years. I don't know what's special. How special was it supposed to be? Because now it's February. You know what I'm saying? That's all. I'm totally lost on that one. Don't do anything special because it's Black History Month. I don't know. Like what? And then they just, you know, I'm just saying, like, do extra, like, talk about an extra thing. Stuff that we always talk about. You know, like, talk about slaves. I've talked about slaves. Here's the wild part. The slaves I talk about are usually free slaves. Slaves who have done something, become free, or slave, you know what I'm saying? Like this situation. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, like Martin Luther King. No, definitely not. Martin Luther King is not on the table. I will never do Martin Luther King stuff. I barely do civil rights stuff. And because that's a pop culture thing. You know what I'm saying? It's great to come across these black inventors, these black authors, these black musicians, these black comedians, these black scientists, these black inventors, these black doctors. And then the thing is, when I say Black history, I don't make it exclusive to America. Because Black history is everywhere. There are black people everywhere. So I'm not going to just somehow keep myself in a bubble where I'm only going to talk about America. And that's the thing too, cause y'all, if you know me, you know that's my biggest. How the thing say? What's your biggest ick? That's my biggest ick about Black history, is how it's just contained to America. It's like, nah, it's black is everywhere. There are black people all over the world doing great things. Why would I just stay here in this bubble and not talk about black Frenchmen, black people in Sweden, the black people in Finland, black people over here, the black people in Mexico, black people in Colombia, black, you know what I'm saying? Like, why would I not expand this? Black people, you know what I'm saying? People getting their, black countries getting their independence in Africa from colonists. There's so much more going on. But anyway, this is this episode. Thank y'all for listening. I was about to go on a crazy rant. Ain't no need to go on no rant. Thank y'all for listening. East Coast, West Coast, worldwide, Lost Boys. This is this episode, John Casor. I don't know if I'm saying his name right. So forgive me to anybody who might be related to this man down the line. Thanks to Ancestry.com. So yeah, this is this episode. Please do your research on this man. Please do your research on the whole case. Thank y'all for listening. Let's do what we do. Let's go. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. And y'all know how we do. We like to. They gone. You know what? I never noticed the thing. We like, ooh, baby. Hey. Luther was out here killing them, boy. Luther was fat Luther, too. I don't want that skinny Luther. Skinny Luther always looked like a very matured face Martin Lawrence. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ever, like, what was that one album cover, the joint? I think it was the one, like, that had, like, Dance With My Father on it, where he was just standing there with the mature face, and he almost kind of looked like if Martin Lawrence lost a little fat in his face. Like, yo, my man kind of looked like Martin Lawrence. Martin Lawrence and Sean Kemp mix. A mix between the two. You know what I mean? I know I'm out here tripping. Rest in peace to Luther Vandross, by the way. Phenomenal. I heard somebody say that Luther really couldn't really get down. Looked at my man profile, he was like 22. He don't know nothing about no Luther. You don't know nothing about no Luther. Like, to you, Chris Brown is official tissue. You know what I'm saying? It's like, nah, you don't know nothing about that. You don't know nothing about no Luther, no Teddy. Like, that's the thing. Like, these dudes don't know the chicks that like yo, these were songs that had your chick out here splooshing. You know what I'm saying? Teddy be like, turn off the lights. She be like, oh my God, hey, why don't you turn the lights off? Teddy told him for you. Teddy put it down for you. Think it back. Over the years, I got some shit or something. And you're like, ooh, you hurt, homie? Hey, who hurt your heart? You know what I'm saying? Then they be out here looking like shorty that was on Boomerang with Martin, knocking on the invisible door. Dick, dick, dick. And then you gotta play along like, huh? What you want? Who's in there that's hurt? This is gonna get me somewhere. I don't know. I just don't feel like I should tell you. And then you turn your back on slowly like, and she grabs your shoulder to pull you back around like, then she kisses you, and it's on and popping. And you be like, thank you, Teddy. Thank you so much. This new joint don't be doing nothing. This new joint ain't cracking. Boys the Men will have you out here cracking in some joint. Aaron Hall will have you, baby, don't go. Don't. Yeah, Aaron Hall will have you out here. You ain't even gotta cry for your shorty. Even though I hate to lay down. Hey. She be like, don't go. And she be singing Richie. Oh, you be like, yeah. Then you turn back around and be like, let's get it on. Let's get it on then. That's when you throw the Marvin on. All of it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? These new dudes don't know nothing. Who the hottest R&B singer right now? Riddle me that. Who's the hottest R&B dude right now? Riddle me that. I'm talking about that can sing a love song. They out here, they use for hooks now. That's all they do. They hook dudes. They sing hooks on songs. Ain't nobody making no love songs. You know what I'm saying? For all intent and purposes, Robert was killing them. I'm gonna say Robert. I'm gonna not go because R. Kelly. I hate R. Kelly. I hate you, R. Kelly. Robert, had them heat. Robert had 12. 12 play was that joint though. 12 play was official. 12 play was official. It's the incriminating to it though. My mind telling me no, but my body saying, "Oh girl, you can get it." I don't care. Hey, finish your homework and come on over. Come on, because he was calling the crib. Hey, talking to the parents, sliding through. Yeah, I'm about to come through about 6, 7. You know what I mean? Okay, hey, Robert's on his way. Click, click. And she's just jumping in the ride. Like, okay, bye, y'all. Yeah. Then be out here on that DMX joint from Belly. Like, you ain't old enough to really do the doodle boom 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 with, but just hit me off like this. You know what I'm saying? I know I just took it to a place that's just crazy. How did you get from Luther to incriminating R. Kelly some more? I hate you. I'm just saying, man, it is what it is. Plus, it probably wasn't even a lot of light-skinned dudes singing back then either. Was it? Like outside of Prince? How many light-skinned dudes? Prince and Tony, was it Terry Tony or Tony Terry? And then Tony Terry joint, when I'm with you, hey! Then you, look, the whole joint changed perspective when you realize he wrote that about his daughter. It was like, Shorty's like, ooh, that's my song. Get off me, man. I can't be out here messing with you to this no more. Why didn't you tell them? And they be like, it don't matter. You be like, see, that's one. I can't get out my house. You know what I'm saying? So like, what? Prince, Tony Terry. I don't know how many other light-skinned dudes. The light-skinned brother from After 7. That's it. Can't count. What was the one dude from Jodeci that didn't sing? Dalvin. Can't count him. He ain't even holding no notes. Can't count the Barges. That's it. That's all we had, man. We ain't had no whole. It wasn't a gang of light-skinned dudes back in the day. It was brown and dark-skinned dudes. Johnny Gill was out here killing them. Bobby Brown was out here killing them. You know what I'm saying? Chris Brown and all these other light-skinned dudes with Trey Songz and just out here just working out with the bedroom body. You know what I mean? But anyway, man. Getting heated now. I'm mad. I went from just enjoying some Luther to being mad now. I'm mad at R&B singers now. I want to, you know what I'm saying, punch dudes in their face now. Like when you see an R&B dude just, you sang, dog, I can hold a couple of notes. Blow! Get you, man. Sing that. You know what I'm saying? Don't sing, what was it, Miguel, all them dudes. Bruno Mars, all them, man, all y'all, drop kick every single one of them and then give them the RKO. Like, drop kick them and then when they try to get up, as they get up, that's when you RKO them like, and then do the thing with like Randy Orton turn and he be on his knees and be just looking at him. Don't do that. That just looks weird. Because then some of these dudes, you never know how their lifestyle is. They might take that as a form of intimacy. Is this how we playing? Roman Greek wrestling? Come through. Like, nah, I'm playing, dog. I was just trying to damage you, man, because I'm mad at, like, ain't no good R&B singers. You out here, they got turns on. But anyway, let's do what we do, man. This is that time of the night, man. You know how we do. Take it from the top. We gonna take it from the top, like this moment in Black history. Shimon with the Shimon. Get down. This right here, let me tell y'all something. So I had somebody hit me up, which is weird. They go, hey, dog, what you gonna do for Black History? What you got to post? I'm like, and I had to let them know, like, dude, I've been doing this for about 3 years now. What is you talking? Like, who does, nah, ain't no special, like there's some over-the-top Black History I'm holding in the cut just for February. Nah, we do this all the time. Matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you how gangster this episode joint right here is. This is a dope little piece of joints I'm gonna give y'all right here. We gonna talk about John Casor. Casor? Casor. Now, I told y'all maybe last year or so about how the game went down about Anthony Johnson, who is the first known slave owner who was also a black man. And I told you how that happened. When the rule hit that everybody who, if they're black and they're under your authority, if they're under you, they are now going to be slaves. And he was like, he had some. This guy, John Casor, I'm gonna just go Casor. John. This brother John was like, yo, I had it under contract that I would only work for you for 7 to 8 years. By the time this bill passes, it is well over the 8 or 7 years. So he's trying to tell the court system, nah. I'm really free. Forget what you're talking about. I'm really out here supposed to be free. I don't even know. Like, I kind of lost track of time. Don't know how that works, but I'm just saying, he was really out here fighting to be like, yo, nah, I'm really free. You know what I'm saying? Now, the guys next door to him, hold on. First, let's go back into a mix right here. Virginia came up with a thing where they were like, yo, no more indentured servants. If you are of African origin, you are now a slave for perpetuity. That sounds like y'all know the word, foreverness. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, they even took it a step further and was like, not only are you a slave, but anyone who has a mother who is a slave shall also forever be a slave. You know what I'm saying? Whoever has a father, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, they were like, if you have a mother, you know what I'm saying? Because the way that the overseas did it was like, yo, if a free man has a kid, then you're basically free. They're like, nah. If your mama was a slave, you a slave. We ain't playing those games. She was a slave, she gave birth to another slave. We ain't playing those games. So they was already on something totally different anyway. So going back to my man is like, yo, nah, I'm straight. I was really free. What is you talking about? The neighbors come through and go, yo, nah, he's really free. Like, the neighbors were like, this dude is really free. They were willing to pay Anthony Johnson to bring the dude over. You know what I'm saying? It was like, yo, we'll handle him. Robert Parker, you know what I'm saying, was like, yo, so I'll handle it. So John Casor goes and works for Robert Parker, basically for the most part working off what he thinks is the rest of his thing. Anthony Johnson now sues and goes, nah, they stole him from me. This is my guy. This is. Now, a lot of this goes to the fact that property, owning slaves was also a thing of property. Here's a black man in Virginia with slaves. He is a free, like he is on paper as a free black man. What is to say they won't try to take his land? That's his whole thing. He's like, I need this to keep that together. You know what I'm saying? The whole thing becomes a little crazier because he's like, yo, they go to court. He loses the first time. This man loses the first time because some people say, oh yeah, you know, Anthony can't read. Anthony could read. He loses the first time. He goes and appeals. Takes 2 appeals. I think it takes 2 appeals, and they finally overturn the thing. This was a case, one of the first documented cases of a actual documented slave situation going to the courts to figure out what to do with him. Because again, if it really was one of those overnight moves, like I'm from Virginia, so I know how that goes. I don't know about other places, but I know in Virginia, they'll make up a law and then tell you, oh, starting next month, it's on and popping. It's the new law. And that's how that go. I don't know how that works in other places. We all vote for the stuff, yeah. But the way they bring it and roll it out, it's not like one of those, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, yo, you know, next month, boom, it's on and popping. What you gonna do? So they hit him with the it's on and popping, what you gonna do? And he got caught out there and he did not know what to do. He's like, yo, I got a family. I'm trying to, like, that was the whole thing. He was trying to earn enough money to work, and then, you know what I'm saying, own his own land. Kind of like Anthony Johnson. But it wasn't allowed to do that And you know what I'm saying? The black people, like, it was just one of those things where you would see that it was like black people were now going, we have slaves, and felt, I guess, in their own way of a sort of sense of entitlement. The case is an actual case that you can look up. It's the Casor lawsuit. You know what I'm saying? And it's a wild joint. You know what I'm saying? 13 colonies had to come together and figure out what to do about the lawsuit. You know what I'm saying? It was just, yeah, it was wild. Please do your research on this. Look, in my mind, I think I talked about Anthony Johnson. If I didn't, you know, just to recap, my man basically did the indentured servant thing. He went out here and worked for somebody when his time was up. He bought himself some land and started to grow his own crops and started to need help, and so he had indentured servants. And again, when the joint jumped off, it was like, ooh. And here's one guy who was like, oh, well, my time's up. I'm not part of this. Because that was the thing. You had to actually show documentation also to go, oh, yeah, no, I'm not part of this new stuff. I was already in this position. And if you could show that, you were allowed to be free. When people talk this whole slave thing, that's the part they don't tell you, that there was some sense of civil stability in that. You know what I'm saying? Because there was still people who were still indentured servants. So if you could show the paperwork, you could be allowed to finish out your time, your tenure, and be free. A lot of slave owners would lie about that, kind of like with this thing with Anthony Johnson. So that became the murky water. And the courts weren't really too pressed about worrying about it, because there was still, at the same time, white indentured servants who would do their time and hit the bricks. So it was like, and some of them did speak up. A lot of them didn't speak up and go, no, we came in around the same time. You know, he was already here when I got here. You know, that kind of stuff. So, you know what I'm saying? Salute the Robert Parker, who was the neighbor of Anthony Johnson, who was like, nah, my man should be getting ready to get up out of his situation. He been here for a minute. That's the Black History moment. It's just, American history is a wild piece of history, and it's not even about the slavery. We could talk about Native American stuff. You could talk about the wars that we found ourselves into. You know what I'm saying? The boats that have been bombed that were basically supposed to be bombed. I'm doing air quotes, so y'all can't see this, but the stuff that got bombed. Like when y'all hear about, here's the wild thing: we stopped celebrating Pearl Harbor when the news started to come out about how that could have been prevented and how that was allowed to happen. If y'all don't know if y'all, like, if you're old enough to remember, we used to celebrate Pearl Harbor. They used to play the movies, all the John Wayne type of movies and all that right there. And then time came out and you realize, oh, they knew about what was going to jump off. They let that happen so they can engage into this war. Same thing, a lot of ships on the Hawk. The same thing with going against Germany. They allowed that to happen to get down with Germany, because people don't remember, like, we don't remember because we weren't alive, but the consensus in the streets during that time was they were telling Roosevelt, nah, dog, that's something over there. They good, that's them. Do not get involved. Roosevelt was on secret on the back channel talking to Churchill like, yo, I'm trying to figure out how to come through and help y'all. I'm trying to figure out how to get down with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Stalin had just fell out with Hitler. I know this isn't Black history, but I'm just saying this is just the craziness of American history. Stalin goes out. Him and Hitler tried to invade Russia on the low. So now he's like, yo, forget this dude. We were supposed to be cool. We were supposed to take over. Now you out here twambly. I'm riding with them. So he's riding there with Churchill. Churchill don't trust him, but he trusts Roosevelt. Roosevelt's trying to figure out how to get in. So now something, quote unquote, happens where Germany, you know what I'm saying, kind of ran up on us on something, you know what I'm saying, in international waters, and that was how we got caught up in it. The game is crazy. When you look at a lot of these pieces of American history, it's weird. But anyway, enough of me talking about a whole bunch of other stuff that had nothing to do with no black people. Black people were in World War II. Boom. Red tails. There you go. Ha ha ha. Anyway, let's get back into this music and do what we do. You can find joints like this on Our World, Our Time, the podcast. We got a joint on YouTube. We got the Spotify. We got it on everything. Let's get back into this music, man, and do what we do. Let's go. Yes, 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 that's my time. Word up, word up, word up. That was Confucius MC and Pitch 92. You know what I'm saying? Word, overseas dudes. I told y'all if it's dope, yo, come on, man. If we got it, we got it. Hey, yo, we ain't out here, you know what I'm saying, with the craziness. We do what we do. Thank y'all for rocking How We Get Down. You know what I'm saying? This is what we do, man. Every first Saturday, hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like last year I won't get enough of these hip hop joints in. It was very rare. You know what I mean? So I'm dedicating myself to this joint on every first Saturday. You know what I'm saying? Word up, heat, bars, BARSZ. You know what I'm saying? Z makes it like Z makes everything ghetto when you do it that way. Like if you throw a Z on it, that's hood talk. You better make sure it's just hood talk. Don't tell these little kids that's hood talk. Tell these kids trying to spell phonetically is hood style. You know what I'm saying? You go up in school spelling like that, they're gonna have you at the end of in the hallway with that one dude who's drooling out the mouth with the helmet on, just making noises, random noises for no reason. And you like, I'm smarter than this. And they like, this stuff that you was writing. What was this supposed to be right here? Hello. Yeah, what how did you do you hello. That was it. What was all this extra stuff, dude? What was all this? I don't know. Yeah, see, and I don't know even the answer. When they put you in one of them classes, I don't know what the last thing you want to do is shrugging your shoulders. Don't let these people put your kids up in these joints right here. Then you can't get them out. They be out here just, no matter how smart you is, they'll just think you autistic. Like, oh my God, he's just really good at math. But the rest of the time, he's you know what I mean? He can't spell. He can just add and calculate and stuff. He has a great mind as a mathematician. He can't get a job though because he can't spell. Like, hey, write your name, and they write a nickname and Lil Maine. What is this right here? Lil Maine. Lil Man? Little Man. Lil Maine. Stop. Yeah, I'm just letting y'all know, man. It's just Peaches. Peeeese. Peeeechie. Peaches. With an S with a Z at the end. Peaches. Yeah, don't be doing that, man. Don't be out here just doing that, man. But anyway, don't put baby in the corner. Let's get it around like this. 1, 2, 3. They say you only live once. That's a lie. You only die once. So anytime that your God allows you to get out here and continue your journey, please show the world the best version of you. Y'all be safe. Peace.
This is a Soul of Art presentation.